Hello people, welcome back. Just kidding, this is your first time here because this is my first actual art YouTube video, so welcome. My name is Lexi, I live in Savannah, Georgia, and go to Savannah College of Art and Design, and I just finished finals. So today, I thought we can watch all my projects that I did this quarter.
1, 2, 3.
Guys, wasn't that like flippin' amazing? Yeah, well, that was my final project, so that's probably the best thing you're gonna see today, just so I don't get your expectations up too high. But this quarter I had two classes, animated illustration and dynamic publication, and they both related to creating GIFs. GIFs as in GIFS, not GIFs or GIFs, but GIFs. So let's get into it. Alright, so for my first project, what we had to do is pick an illustration that we had already drawn and animate it. So I chose to go with my caravan of camels over there. But yeah, I thought it would be fun to animate it because it was my first actual digital piece. So I thought it'd be fun to be my first actual moving piece. So here it is. This piece is fun. I still love the colors in it, and they're just a high-looking couple of camels strolling along. Not too sure who's driving this van, but they're going. They're having a good time. Not too bad for my first piece. I still like it. So, alright, so for my second project, we had to pick an article. And we could do any article, but the article I chose was related to lack of sleep and how that affected the body. So we just had to create a short little GIF that would enhance the article. So I chose to do a little night owl. Super tired little dude, cute cartoon. Our professor wanted us to keep us simple, so that's what I did here. Here are my thumbnails for the project. I did a combination of the first two, and here is my final project. So yeah, very simple style, something that I usually wouldn't do because I like to do realistic stuff, but super simple, clean animation. To go about the process of it a little bit, most of my projects I did this quarter were in Photoshop. So basically you set keyframes for every single item. So I had a different layer for the two top eyelids, different layers, and then the two bottom eyelids, different layers. And I would make them come in at the same time, set keyframes for those, and then basically keep setting keyframes to make it look like he's blinking. And same thing with the sun in the background and the sky. But yeah, that's my second project. Alright, next project had to be based on a creativity quote. So the quote I chose was, "The world always seems brighter when you've just made something that wasn't there before." And for this project, I've been wanting to do a cactus character, like a grungy cactus character, and have like the spikes be his beard. But I incorporated that character in this quote. So my idea for this project was to have this grungy looking cactus dude. I named him Cal the Cool Cactus, because he turns out cool. But he starts as a grungy looking cactus dude, and then he pops off all his spikes and his flowers, and then he turns it into a necklace, and he's got glasses that come over and a little star that shines. But that was my concept for this project. To start this project, basically I broke it up into frames and how I wanted him to animate, and then I made those into layers later on. But these are kind of my frames, so he would just start off all happy and then squash down and get ready to poof off his spikes and flowers, and then they would fall, and then he would have this cloud that made the necklace, and then the necklace would appear, his glasses would come over, and the little star would sparkle. And then for my color comps, here are my color comps. I really liked the first one. My professor and I talked about the background being different though, so I changed it. I ended up changing it to blue, and I think it looks a lot better. And then here's my mood board. Had to add the fat dude in there, so that's fun. So process, I started all the shapes of him in Illustrator, and then I took those shapes, moved them into Photoshop, painted it in Photoshop, made it look nice in Photoshop, and ended up doing the finished illustration in Photoshop. And then, yeah, here's my final illustration. So, I still really like the cactus character. The GIF is a little slow, or the animation's a little slow, but I still like Cal. He's a cool cactus. So for the next project, we had to create a movie poster. And the poster had to start off with a black screen and then have the aspects built into the actual poster in the end. So I chose to do the movie Jumanji with Robin Williams, the original one, not the new one with The Rock, or The Rock, but the one with Robin Williams, and here are my thumbnails for that. I ended up going with the second thumbnail, but definitely simplifying it a lot. So here's my final project. I like how it turned out. It's definitely different, but it's a cool thing to have in my portfolio. So yeah. This next illustration, we only had about 2 hours to work on it, so only one class period, but we had to do a GIF based on an article, and the article title was Women and LGBT Candidates Make History in 2018 Midterms. And for my illustration, I have this woman, Sharice Davids, and she'll be the first Kansas openly LGBT representative, as well as running for office. So I made my GIF about that, and her button just kind of changes into an election button. But yeah, here's my final for that. Pretty simple, fast, not the best, but we turned it in, so. This next GIF is probably my favorite GIF that I did this quarter. So for this project, we had to start off with an article about love. So for my thumbnails, I decided to do food item love. So we would have this girlfriend and boyfriend food item, and then we would have this outside character trying to steal the girlfriend, and we'll have the boyfriend freak out at this outside character. But for my final project, I decided to go with the pumpkin thumbnails because it was Halloween time, and I wanted a cute little pumpkin GIF. So here's my final. So we have this cute little pumpkin couple, and then the girlfriend sees the boyfriend and looks up at him and kind of looks back at the boyfriend, freaks out, and the boyfriend turns into this big scary jack-o'-lantern and scares Kurt. I named him Kurt, but scares Kurt away, and the couple can go back to loving each other. But I think this GIF turned out super fun. I love the illustration, and they're super cute.
Aww.
For this next GIF, we had to do a moving book cover. So the book I chose to do was The Notebook, because I'm a sucker for love stories. Boys, get at me. But yeah, I decided to do a pretty pond scene, and this would eventually be the painting that came to life in my intro. So here are my thumbnails. I didn't even really end up going with any of the thumbnails I did. Maybe kind of the fourth one, but I ended up just doing a straightforward boat, and then I had the boat move up and down, the lily pads kind of move, and then I had ducks swim. So there's that one. Last but not least, we have our final GIF, our final project that you saw earlier, which is my YouTube intro. But I have a little process book, so let's get through it. Here are my thumbnails. I ended up going with my second concept, but it's basically me walking up in a rotoscope style. Rotoscoping is just drawing every single frame, and then it has this kind of jittery feel. But I have me walking up to the canvas and then painting the canvas and have processed pictures of the painting, and then the painting comes to life. So here are some color comps, some original color comps, some better color comps. I really wanted a yellow background to start with because yellow is my favorite color, but we ended up going with the blue because I think it contrasted better with me. So here's my mood board. Kind of wanted to go with a retro style color scheme, and then there's some ideas for just rotoscoping, and then I ended up posterizing my video, so it kind of gave off that feel. So for process, I had 41 layers of redrawing myself, 41 layers of erasing the background, 41 layers of putting the original photo into Illustrator, bringing that back into Photoshop. But yeah, it was a long process. You have to stay very organized if you want to do something like that. But yeah, it was definitely a learning experience for sure. And then yeah, I created a background, of course, and then I hand drew some picture frames around the paintings that I did previously. And then I took process photos of the painting that I just showed you guys so that my painting could come to life. And then yeah, I created a little outro for my intro, just art with Lexi, original. But that's basically it. Here's the intro again, just in case you want to see it. I have tunes with it now, so it's a lot better, but yeah. I'm really happy with this. It doesn't look like it because it's only like 15 seconds, but it took me about 15 hours to do. And I definitely stayed up the last week of finals. Definitely stayed up like 3 days straight with maybe like 2 hours of sleep every night, which isn't bad, I guess, but it was a struggle. But we're done. Well, that's basically it. Thank you guys for watching. This quarter has definitely been a lot. I've definitely learned a lot. But yeah, I plan on making more YouTube videos in the future, so follow my art journey. Well, toodaloo. Have a good day. Bye.